Dear learners, welcome again for our series of lectures for Finance 1. Last time we saw in Area 1 the introduction of financial management of Finance 1, and we saw the role of financial manager. We saw the firm and the characteristics, and we also saw the advantages and disadvantages of different forms of organization. That was the overall, the overview of financial management. Now, in Area 2, we are going to cover 4 lectures: Lecture 3, Lecture 4, Lecture 5, and Lecture 6. Area 2 is all about the principal valuation. In this lecture, in this area, we are going to see how the securities are valued. And today we are going to see, in principle, time value of money. We shall see the definition of time value of money, and we shall see the role of time value of money in finance, and why should we use time value of money. Time value of money is a principal tool for valuation of securities, and the time value of money is important. Why? Time value of money is important because companies raise money and invest in them, hoping that in the future they can receive even more money than the one which you are going to invest. For example, when you go and borrow money in the bank promise to pay the bank with interest later on. Now it is important to know, if you borrow today, how much are you going to pay later on? So it is through time value of money calculations or manipulations which will help you to know how much are you going to repay the bank after obtaining that. Also, companies issue shares and issue bonds, hoping that at the end of the day, if you issue shares, you promise to pay the providers of funds dividends later on. And also, if you issue bonds, you promise to pay periodically, coupons, and the principal later on. Now, later on, how much are you going to pay that amount? So it is through time value of money we can know how these conversions are to be taken into account. Now, there are some features on this time value of money, that time of money. For example, we have to know time differences between sowing and reaping. Now, after knowing the concept of time value of money, let us see the objectives, learning objectives. We are supposed to discuss the meaning and the role of time value of money. We are supposed to understand and apply future and the present values. That is the second objective. And also we are supposed to understand and demonstrate effects of compounding cash flows patterns, including inflation, etc., on present values and the future values. And also we shall see the application of future values and present values, for example, loan amortization and so on. Now, what is time value of money? Time value of money is the concept which says that the money you have on hand today is more valuable than the same amount in the future. Why? This is simply because the money you have on hand today is out of risk, because when you you expect money in the future, there are some risks. Also, money you can contain today, you can consume it for different purposes. And also, there are some alternative investment which you can, opportunities which you can use that money. Now that is why when you are dealing with the future cash flows, you will approach it with uncertainty and the risk to make sure that you calculate the risk associated with the cash flow in the future. So knowing time value of money will help you to move away from this type of risk. There is a concept that a lady in hand is worth more than two or more in the hand. That is the concept which relates with the time value of money. This is because the sound financial decisions need comparable cash flows, and in order to deal with comparable cash flows, you need to know how to adjust it for time and risk. Now, when we are studying time value of money, we are supposed to know its role to financial manager and also its role to individual in general. Now, role of time value of money to manager, it means that all financial decisions of any company or organization need logically comparable cash flows. So a financial manager is supposed to know how to deal with decisions concerning comparable cash flows. But also to an individual is supposed to know time value of money because of personal financial decisions. For example, when you are taking a mortgage, it means that you are supposed to know at the end of the day, how are you going to make sure that the mortgage goes as it was, to settle the mortgage as how it was supposed to. Also, when you are dealing with saving schemes, or when you are providing for pensions, insurance, policies, etc., we need to know time value because in the future there is implications. Now, when we are dealing with time value of money, there are some simplifying assumptions which we are supposed to know. The first assumption is that all cash flows occurs at the end of the period. That is the first assumption, that all cash flows are supposed to occur at the end of the period. And secondly, when we are talking of costs are respectively interpreted as cash outflows. And in most cases, you will see it as a negative. And the benefits, when we are dealing with time value of money, benefits are interpreted as cash inflows. And the sign accrued to that assumption is positive. So when you see negative, it means that is cash outflow and it is concerned with the costs. And when you see a positive sign, it means that it is cash inflows associated with the benefits. That is the second assumption. The third one is about the interest rate. We assume that interest rate remain constant over time when we are dealing with that. Also, we assume that specific effects of inflation on investment decisions are ignored. So we don't take into account the effects of inflation. And lastly, we assume that all cash flows are certain and the prices are constant. That are some assumptions which we are supposed to take into consideration when we are dealing with time value of money. Now, time value of money has two perspectives or two facets. The first facet is future value, and the second one is present value. Now, what is future value? Future value is the amount of money to which an initial sum deposited, we call it the principal, will grow when it is compounded at specified interest rate and in a number of years. So when we are talking of future value, the main idea here is compounding. The process of compounding. We have initial amount, we compound it to get a certain amount for the future. And the formula for future value, we say that future value is equal to present value times 1 plus r power n. We say that future value is equal to present value 1 plus r power n. Now, this value here, we call it compounding factor. That is why in our definition, we talk of a certain amount which is principal compounded by using a specified interest rate and for a number of years. Now, when you compound this amount, you end up with the future value. That is all about the future value. But another facet of time value of money is present value. What is present value? Present value is the cash equivalent today of a sum of money which will be in the future at that time to be received or paid at a specified future date, but discounted at a known rate of return. So when we are talking of present value, we have this future value. Now we have to discount it. Or in other words, we say that is equal to future value times the discounting factor. This is the discounting factor. This is compounding factor. This is discounting factor. So you have a certain amount in the future. You want it to receive the present amount. It means you have to discount this using a specified rate for a number of years. So it means present value and future value are inversely proportional. You want the future value, you have to compound the present value. But you have present value, you have to discount the future value. Those are two facets of time value of money. So in the questions, you can be given a question asking you to either you are given a present value. For example, in our example here, you can see that you have to deposit 1 million today. That is present value. You deposit it in a bank account that pays an annual rate of interest of 10%. Now you are asking what will be its value in 5 years. In 5 years, it means that you are supposed to find the future value. Now, because you know the formula here, it means that knowing the formula of the our study, you are given data, you are given present value, the one which you are going to deposit, which is 1 million. You are given rate is 10%. You are given number of years, which is 5. Now you are asked to find future value. So because using this formula, it means that in order to get future value, we say is equal to present value 1 plus r power n. Now present value is 1 million. 1 plus our rate is 0.1, which is 10% power 5. Now, using a scientific calculator, it means that you are going to receive future value will be 1,060,000 times 5, 10. It means that we have, for 5 years, you deposit 1 million, and at the end of 5 years, you get 1,610,510. So it means now increment is 610,510. That is the money has been compounded to that amount. Contrary to that, when we are looking for present value, as we saw in our formula, we say that present value is equal to future value times 1 over 1 plus R. It means that we are going to discount. Now, sometimes when you can be given a question asking you to calculate the present value when you are given the future value. For example, you are due to receive 1,610,510 5 years from now, and wishes to find out how much it is worth today if interest rate is 10%. Now, sometimes you may be asked you to calculate present value of money when you are given future value. For example, you are due to receive 1,610,500 5 years from now, and wishes to find out how much is it worth today, given that the rate is 10%. Now, because our formula is present value is equal to future value times 1 over 1 plus R power n, which means this is a discounting factor. Now you are given, the given data is that you are given future value is equal to 1,610,510, and you are given rate is equal to 10%, and number of years is equal to 5. Now you are supposed to find present value. It means the present value by using the rate of 10% and within 5 years. So it means that using the same formula, it means that you are going to discount this 1,610,500. Now you discount it 1 plus 0.1, which is rate power 5. Now by discounting that, you will end up with a million. So as you can see, in the first example, we were given 1 million as our deposit or principal amount, and when we calculated, we received this amount in the future. Now you are given the future value. It means that when you discount it, you will end up with the amount is the one which we deposited at the first example. Now, after knowing these two perspectives or these two facets of time value of money, you can be asked to find manipulations. You can be given data and asked to find the period or n, or you can be asked to find the rate. Now, each one has got a certain way of doing it. For example, you are inherited a small sum of 2 million, and you are wondering how long it will take for this amount to double. If you deposited it into a bank account that can pay you interest of 10% compounded annually. Now, in this example, you are given present value, which is 2 million. Now you are told that this amount is supposed to double. To double, it means that the future value will be 4 million. So you are given present value 2 million. You are given future value 4 million. You are given rate, which is 10%, as you can see. Now, you are asking how much time this amount will double. Now, how are we going to solve for that? We go to our formula, future value is equal to present value, 1 plus r power n. You are given future value is 4 million. You are given present value is 2 million. You are given rate 0.1. We are looking for n. Now, how are we going to obtain n? First of all, divide it by 2 million each side. So that this will end up, and here you will get 2. So the formula changes. The formula changes if 2 is equal to, because this is over 1 plus 0.1 power n, or it means 2 is equal to 1 plus 0.1, you get 1.1 power n. So that is where we are. This is now bring us to how to calculate mathematically. In order to solve for this, we are supposed to introduce log on both sides. Now you say log 2 is equal to log 1.1 power n. And I think in mathematics, you know, what does it mean when you see the equation like this? It means that you say that log 2 is equal to n times the log 1.1. That is the simplification of the equation. Now, because our interest is to get n, we say now n we divide by log 1.1 on both sides is equal to log 2 divide by log 1.1. So you go straight to your calculator. You go straight to your calculator. Now, using rule of logarithm, log 2 is equal to 0.3010 in your calculator, and log 1.1 is equal to 0.0414. So it's just a matter of taking 0.3010 divided by 0.04124. It means you get 7.27 years. Now, when you are answering this in the examination, you just write it 7.27, no problem. You can adjust it to be 7, but just leave it as 7.27. That is how we find the number of years of a period. But sometimes you can be asked to find the rate. As you can see our example here, your uncle retires and receives 3 million payment, and he wishes to invest the money such that he will pay 4,500,000 in 5 years' time. You are supposed to advise your uncle. Being a financial manager, you are supposed to advise your uncle as to what interest rate he must earn if he is to achieve this objective of investing. And we are asked to use annual compounding. Given data, now present value is equal to 3 million. And he wishes to invest this 3 million in such a way that he will receive future value of 4,500,000. And for how much time? You are given how much time? 5 years. And it's equal to 5. Now you are asked how, in which rate this amount can be compounded to get 4,500,000 in 5 years. Now using our normal formula, future value is equal to present value 1 plus R power n. You are given 4,500,000. Present value is 3 million. One plus, you are not given the rate. You are asked to find the rate. But for 5 years. Okay. So we are looking for R. First of all, divide by 3 million on both sides. This will end up. You will remain with 1 plus R power 5. And in this side, cancel 5 zeros and 5 zeros. 45 divided by 30 will end up with 1.5. So it means 1.5 is equal to 1 plus R power 5. Now, how shall we go about this? It means that in order to remove power here, power 5, we want to remove power 5, so we have to multiply by 1 over 5. So that when we cancel these two 5s, we shall remain with 1 plus R only here. But if we multiply by 1 over 5 as a power on this side, also in this side you are going to multiply by 1 over 5. So you go into your calculator, you punch 125 power. Make sure you put a bracket here. So you punch 125, you open the bracket, you take 1 divided by 5, you close the bracket. Otherwise, if you punch 125 power 1 over 5, it means that you will not receive the correct answer. So the best thing, make sure that when you are going to power a fraction, you open the bracket, you put your fraction, and then you close. Now here you are going to receive 1.5 power 1 over 5 will receive 1.08447 on this side, which will be equal to 1 plus R. Now, because we wanted to look for R, it means R is equal to, you take 1 to another side, so because it is positive in this side, it is going to be minus. So it will be 1.08447 minus 1, which will be 0.08447. That is our rate, or is equal to 80%. 80.4%. So that is how we obtain rate. So mind you, you can be asked to find for either N or R. When you are looking for N, we introduce log, but when we are looking for rate, we have to know how to manipulate the powers. In time value of money also, we have to know something about multiple cash flows. We can be given a series of cash flows and asked to find the future value, or you can be given a series of cash flows on future and asked to find for present value. In our lecture, there are some examples you will follow because they are self-explanatory there. You can follow up the calculations done there. After seeing multiple cash flows, we have also something known as level cash flows. In this aspect, you are going to see annuity. Annuities. What is the annuity? Annuity is the amount of money either received or paid annually. The equal amount, either received or paid annually. Now, in this respect, we have two types of cash flows. We have ordinary annuity and we have annuity. Ordinary annuity is the annual equal cash flows, either paid or received at the end of the period. That is what we call it ordinary annuity. Payment is made at the end of the period, equal amount. Example of ordinary annuity is when you are paying electricity by using conventional billing system. It means you consume the service and then you pay later on. Or previously we have been receiving telephone bills. Before introduction of voucher system, we were using telephone bills. You use the telephone for the whole month and you pay after receiving your bill. That is the ordinary annuity. But also that is an example of ordinary annuity. But the annuity due is the amount of money received or paid at the starting of the period. For example, voucher. When we use our telephones nowadays, you have to buy voucher. We enter voucher there. If you don't enter voucher, it means that the service is not available. So you pay first, then you receive the service. And also look. You pay for loop and then you receive service for electricity. That is the annuity. You pay first, then you receive the money. Now, the formula for ordinary annuity, in ordinary annuity we have future value of annuity and we have present value of annuity. Future value of ordinary annuity and we have present value of ordinary annuity. Now, for future value of ordinary annuity, we take PMT. What is PMT? PMT is that money which is paid every year, or we call it annual amount. That is what we call it, PMT. Now, we multiply with 1 plus rent power n minus 1. All of this amount is divided by r. That is how we obtain future value of ordinary annuity. But for present value of ordinary annuity, we take present PMT, or some books they call it N or annuity. Now we multiply by 1 over R minus 1 over R into 1 plus R power n. Now these two formulas are when we use calculators or financial calculators, but there is an alternative way of calculating future value of annuity or present value of annuity by using financial tables. In this case, by using financial tables, future value of annuity due of ordinary annuity is equal to PMT times the future value interest factor of annuity Rn. It means that you are going to use this factor, future value factor, using a certain rate, given rate, and a number of years. It means that this value here, or this value here, is what we call it future value interest factor over annuity. Now, for present value, it means you say that present value over annuity is equal to PMT times present value interest factor over annuity for a certain rate times a number of years. Now, present value interest factor of annuity, which can be someone who read this amount in financial aid. That is all about the ordinary annuity. Now, annuity due is almost the same as the present as the ordinary, with the except that there is a bit different. There is an addition, because if you pay at the start of the period and someone pays at the end, it means that there is a difference of 1 year. So for future value of annuity due, future value of annuity due, you take the ordinary annuity, which is PMT, times the 1 plus R power n minus 1 all over R. Now we multiply this amount by 1 plus R. So the difference between annuity due and ordinary annuity is this amount here. That is what it brings the difference. Also, when we are talking about the present value of annuity due, you take PMT times 1 over R minus 1 over R, 1 plus R power n, but now you multiply all this amount by 1 plus R. So the difference also is only on this. Now when you are using financial term and you are asked to look for a future value of annuity due, it means that you take future value of annuity due is equal to PMT times the future value interest factor of annuity for a certain rate for a number of years. Now you multiply all this amount by 1 plus R. And if it is a present value of annuity due, you take PMT and the present value interest factor of annuity for a certain rate for a number of years. Now we multiply also, you multiply by 1 over R. So there are some examples in our lecture notes you will follow, and in the near future we shall be having a certain forum of discussion, so that when you pass through the notes and you didn't understand, there is a forum which is going to allow you to have a certain discussion. Now another thing which we are supposed to know is the future value of perpetuity. Future value of perpetuity. Perpetuity means that is the annual cash flow without an end. For example, for those retired employees who receive pension forever. Now, if we want to calculate future value, for perpetuity, it means that you say that the present value of annuity for perpetuity, it means forever or without end, you are supposed to be given PMT, that is the annual amount either received or paid for each period, either yearly or monthly. Now, when you divide by the rate, what you obtain is what we call it present value of perpetuity. You are supposed to follow the examples and the solution which is given in your lecture notes. Now, after knowing that, we also go to compounding frequencies. In time value of money, especially when we are calculating for future values, we have different compounding frequencies. For example, we can compound it annually, or you can compound it semi-annually, or you can compound it quarterly, or you can compound it monthly, daily, and frequently. Now, each compounding here has got its specific formula, because at the examination you can be asked to find the future value by using any type of compounding frequency. Now, when we compound annually, it means first of all we are supposed to know the general formula for compounding. We say that future value is equal to present value times the 1 plus the R divided by M power M. That is the general formula, general compounding formula. Future value is there, 1 plus R over M. Now, this M stands for frequencies. Now, if you compound annually, it means frequency is 1. So, annual compounding, it means that you say that future value is equal to present value 1 plus R divided by 1 power 1. So here is power 2 power M. Power M, where M is the frequency. Now, if it is annual compounding, our M is 1. So here you will divide by 1, and here this M will be times by 1. So M times 1 will be N. That is why our normal future value formula we have present value times the 1 plus R power N, because our compounding frequency is 1. Now, if it is semi-annual, it means that you are compounding twice per year. So, compounding frequency will be 2. It means for semi, we take present value, future value is equal to present value 1 plus R divided by 2, and N you multiply by 2 power 2N. So when you are asked to compound semi-annually, it means you are going to use this particular formula. Likewise, quarter compounding, it means it is 4 times per year. So the frequency M will be 4. So it means future value for quarter compounding will be present value 1 plus R, you divide by 4 because it is quarter a year, and N times 4. That is quarter compounding. Monthly compounding, it means that you will compound each month. So for a year it is 12 months. So frequency will be 12. It means for monthly compounding, it means the future value will be present value 1 plus R divided by 12 times 12 power 12N. Now for monthly compounding, it means that here the frequency will be 12 because for a year it means we have 12 months. So future value will be present value times 1 plus R divided by 12, 12 representing 12 months, power 12 power n. That is for monthly compound. But we have daily compounding. In this case, future value will be present value 1 plus R. Now, for a year, we have financially we have 360 days. In financial calculation, we use 360 days for a year, not 365 as a normal days. And then we power 360 power n. Now, for continuous compounding, we use the future value is equal to present value times E, which stands for natural logarithm, power Rn. R, it means that is the rate, and the n is number of years. And when you place it in your calculator, in order to obtain the value of natural logarithm E, you press button in your calculator, it will go straight to give you the value of E. So that is all about the compounding frequencies. And normally these compounding frequencies help us, especially when we are calculating things like when we are dealing with either saving in financial, when we save in pension funds, or we wanted to deal with bonds and shares which are paid semi-annually, so we can use this compounding frequency. So in the question you can be asked to use any frequency. What is important is to know a certain compounding frequency, which formula are you going to utilize. And winding up our lecture, we shall see the application. After knowing what is time value of money, we are now supposed to know where is time value of money applied. For a financial manager or for an individual, we are supposed to know specifically where do we use this time value of money. First of all, we use it in sinking fund. Some people in their home, they have a small box which they usually deposit some amount. If someone don't like to go to the bank, he make a small box for saving money. We call that a sinking fund. Now, each month you deposit a certain amount, and you can decide whether to open that box after some years, some days or some years, depending your objectives and purposes. Now, that is one example of sinking fund. Now, in this regard, which formula is applicable? Which formula is applicable? Future value over annuity is the formula for, because you are saving, expecting in the future you are going to have something. You deposit the amount each at any specific date which you decide yourself, and then you want at the end to get that. So it means by using future value of annuity, especially because we deposit at the end, we deposit at the beginning. So it means you can say that it is PMT, the amount which you are going to deposit. Now, it depends, are you depositing at the beginning or at the end? So, 1 plus R power n minus 1 divided by R. This is our ordinary annuity due. By using this, it means that we can pay our sinking fund. Or if we are using annuity due, then we shall say that future value of annuity is equal to PMT times 1 plus R power n minus 1 over R times 1 plus R. Either of these two formulas can be used to determine sinking fund depending on in which particular time are you going to deposit, at the end of the year or at the beginning. So it is up to you to judge. If you are depositing at the end of the year, it means that you will use ordinary annuity, or if you are depositing at the beginning of the period, then you will use annuity. That is the first application of time value of money. The second one is the deferred annuity. Deferred annuity is when there is a segregation of amount in specific periods. For example, you can put your money in a saving account for a number of years, and you expect to take that amount of money and you pay for school fee for your children for a certain period from the time when that money accumulated. For example, you deposit 2 million each year for 10 years. It means by using the future value of money, PV and 1 plus R, it means that you compound this amount for 10 years. After 10 years, you get future value for 10 years. Now, you want this amount to be used to support your daughter or your son for a college fee for 4 years. It means that this money will remain at the bank and you will be taking a certain amount for a year to finance that college fees. It means that there is the first step, you calculate future value for 10 years, and then you calculate by using another formula for 4 years. Then that is how we calculate for deferred annuity. Another application is retirement planning. For example, if someone is expecting to retire when she reaches 60 years. Now, for example, she planning to deposit a certain amount from now until when he or she retires. What amount is she going to have? So we use that time value of money to get that retirement plan. And lastly, time value of money is used mostly in banking when someone is looking for a loan. And when you take a loan, the bank or financial institution is to calculate for the recovery. How are you going to recover? Now, the repayment plans, we call it loan amortization, uses this time value of money. In your notes in the Moodle, you will see there is a chart showing loan amortization. You will go through that and you will end up with the true picture of how time value of money helps financial institutions to calculate the repayment schedules. Thank you for listening. We shall meet for area 3.